Okay, we are going to deal with contractors without getting burned. This is in no way saying anything is wrong with the contractors. It's not saying they're trying to take advantage of somebody. I'm just saying that a lot of times newer investors will get involved with these handyman type contractors to rehab a house, and it's almost like the blind leading the blind. Neither one of them have ever really done it. So they both kind of have their own ways they think are going to work for putting the deal together, and it doesn't usually work out that way. So I'm going to try to put a little structure behind this. So maybe we can get you through this and keep you on time and on budget. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, the combined bid. When they come in there and they said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to put a kitchen in. It's going to be labor and materials. It's going to be $20,000." And they're not breaking it down. They're just saying it's going to be this amount. You're like, okay, sounds fair, $20,000. Well, this isn't like going to a restaurant saying, I would like the steak dinner, please, and it's going to come out exactly how you want it. There's a lot of variables and stuff like this. So I would avoid the combined bid. We'll get into that in a little bit. The half down to start, when they say, okay, it's $20,000, I need $10,000 down and $10,000 when I'm done, that doesn't happen. You never start paying people and giving them money before the work is done. Keep the money and the work in line with each other. And you're also going to want to make sure that you have verification systems. As you're going along this journey, you're going to want them to have lots of documentation for how they did the job, the befores and afters, the durings, receipts, everything that you can ever imagine. You want to have verified, not only just so it's good for you and the contractor stay on the same page. It's also good for your investor to see progress, because money people always like to see progress as things are going along. If you have a hard money loan out on it. Okay, so now this half down, why is this so dangerous? Well, what happens is a lot of these contractors will say, well, I need the money down, and then they go take that money and they use it to finish another job that they ran out of money on. So it's always a little bit behind. And then you're standing there like you were, like saw that guy in the picture, wondering where your materials are and where your workers are on Monday when they're supposed to be starting. So it stalls the job, makes it tougher, and it gives them a reason to disappear. Not that they want to, but they feel like they have to hide sometimes, because if they can't afford to get the materials, they have to go sell another job now to get the money down to get the materials for yours to start. And they're always a little bit behind. It's kind of like a payday loan type thing. So you don't want to mess with that, with giving half down at that way to do it. So break it down into two buckets here. First, find out what materials they actually need. Because a lot of times, if it's a $20,000 job, it might only need $5,000 in materials. So why would you give them $10,000 up front? That doesn't make any sense. So break down all the materials of what they're going to need for that. And the way I always usually do that is have them tell me up front, as they're looking and they put a material list together, what the materials are going to cost them. And then the other would be the labor. With the labor, how long are they going to be on there? Break it down to how many people will they have on the job, how many days will they be there, how many hours they can put in. I start asking things like their A and B labor, how many of them are, A plus rock star, great master craftsmen, and how many of them are just there to sweep the floors. So we want to look at that as well. Okay, so you're buying the materials. By you buying the materials, this is going to keep you in control. I'd say 9 out of 10 places will allow you to pay with a phone or pay over the phone with a credit card. Home Depot is really kind of nice because you can actually get on their program where it texts you what they're buying. So you can scroll through and see what they're buying. And this is going to help you to pay attention to see, are they buying tools? Are they actually buying the materials? And yeah, you're going to end up with some miscellaneous junk on there, but that's okay. You just don't want the big things to get out of order. And then you can also schedule the delivery. I like for my contractors to buy their own materials with my card. I don't give them a card to go run rampant with. I don't put a card on file at Home Depot or Lowe's. I just call it in. But I like to do that because that way they can't say that they had the wrong materials there because it's Friday afternoon and they want to leave early and they say, oh, geez, I needed treated lumber and it's not treated. So let them pick their own materials. It takes a lot of guesswork out of it. Always watching receipts. Again, if you have that digital receipt from Home Depot, you're going to see that. But you're going to see them buying some snacks, some Gatorades. I don't worry about that so much. Just don't let them buy circular saws and, oh gosh, air nailers and everything else they could want. And you want to keep track of all these receipts as you're going along. Now, looking at the we'll go back to the A labor and B labor and so forth. When you're looking at the labor bucket, let's say they have $15,000 in labor, $15,000 in labor, and they have, 3 guys on the job for a week. So they're just going to divide that and look at how much money these guys are making an hour. I mean, honestly, I think that it's fair. Someone might make 35, $50 an hour or something. Maybe even a little bit more if they have their own big work van with all their tools in it and so forth. But if you do some of this math, it breaks down where they're making $1,000 an hour, $1,500 an hour. It doesn't make sense. So just make sure it's all in line with things. Usually, a good guy you can get for anywhere between $200 and $300 a day, and that's a pretty rock star worker for doing things like that. Okay, so having the real skill, you might pay a little bit more if you're breaking it all down with your electrician, your plumber, your HVAC guy. You might have a union carpenter, union floor labor. The more you get that broken down to their specialty, there's riches and niches for these guys. They're going to get paid a little bit more and be more in demand on those. But with rehabs, you don't need to break it down as much. Maybe if you're mechanicals, you do. You don't want to have a handyman rewiring your house, but for the rest of the stuff, like drywall and the hanging cabinets and putting the bathrooms in and putting flooring down, usually a jack of all trades work pretty well. I like to put crews together. Really, they all know how to do stuff, and they all work together as a team. It's kind of just to get it done. And you have 4 of them, because the guys, when they're not working together and they're not there as a group, what happened is these guys, they'll blame each other. They'll say, well, the electrician's not done, I can't be there. Well, the plumber's not done, I can't start yet. And, when they're all working together, just trying to get it done and get out of there, it works a little bit better. You gotta watch out for the new contractors, the guys that walk up to you at Home Depot and at Lowe's and tell you that they know how to do everything from the roof to the foundation and they can start tomorrow. Those are a little sketch. You can have them, you gotta babysit them though. So do your math on those. All right, get all the digital payment methods you possibly can. I run everything, the Zelle, the Venmo, the Cash App, PayPal, Chime, all of them, because you want every possible method that you can pay these people and pay them fast, because that's going to be one of your superpowers, is you can give them same day pay and pay them for progress and verification. So as your guys take pictures from lots of different angles showing you the progress, let's say for instance you say, okay, when the drywall is torn out, it's broom clean, all the nails are pulled out of the wall, I'm going to pay you $2,000. They will work harder and stay later that day to get that done, to send the pictures, because they know as soon as you say it looks good, you're going to send that $2,000 and it's going to hit their account in 30 seconds. That's a big deal versus saying that it's going to happen in a week or two and wait till the job's done. That's when they start putting things off, cutting out early, and going and trying to find side hustles to get paid that day. So documentation, you've got to have lots of pictures. Now again, not only for you, but also for your investors. Keep that. If you are doing permits for whatever jobs you're doing, make sure you get green stickers. Don't have the electrician say, yeah, I'm done with the wiring, pay me. Okay, well, give me the green sticker, because if this guy went and he wired it and there's something wrong, and maybe he pulled the permit, maybe he didn't, a lot of people can pull their own permits as a homeowner permit or something, then at that point, he might not even come back. So make sure that they're getting you the green stickers on there. Okay, so the paperwork. The time to get the paperwork is before you pay them. So if you're gonna start the job on Monday, they're gonna want some money on Monday or Tuesday.